Disco here, and today I'm reacting to the Dead by Daylight 8.0.0 PTB. I know I'm incredibly late to this because this patch note released three days ago, but I've been incredibly busy. I was telling Orange off camera one time that I was telling him, I was like, I remember I was telling him how I don't remember my exact wording, but I was basically telling him how was feeling a little overwhelmed because there's a lot of stuff that I want to react to, and that because there's so much, I'm struggling a little bit to find time because I'm like the busiest I've ever been. So I was like, hey, I'm waiting for, a day where I have more time, and luckily that day has I have a couple days where I have a lot more time, and then I'm gonna have some more days coming up in case if I need that time in case of, like, I don't know, Multiverses or Dead by Daylight or some other game that I really want to react to stuff from, decide to upload something. So anyways, before I continue to ramble on, let's read this stuff. So the important stuff is also about, all the stuff in the PTB. So we have content. A new survivor, Astri Yazzer. Did I pronounce the name correct? I don't know. Okay. New survivor perk. So we got Mirror the Illusion. This perk activates after completing a total of 50% worth of repair progress on generators. I feel like in some ways that's like slightly harder now because they reworked how generators worked not too long ago. So to some extent that's harder, but that's honestly not that bad. Press the ability button when next to a totem, chest, generator, or exit gate to spawn a static illusion that lasts for 100, 110, and 120 seconds. Then the perk deactivates. Okay, so it sounds to me like you have it sounds to me like you might have maybe one chance to use the perk. I don't know. It doesn't sound... Your Illusion honestly doesn't sound that great because it doesn't sound great. It sounds okay. This definitely, some characters have like a perk of theirs that is like absolutely broken, like Alan Wake, for instance, has Champion of Light. Hattie has Residual Manifest, stuff like that, where like they have a perk that clearly outshines the other ones. This Mirror Illusion is definitely not that perk for this new survivor. It's okay. I'm not saying it's terrible, I'm just saying it's okay. Like, it's gonna be definitely situational to an extent. Speaking of Alan Wake, however, I finally got, I think it was yesterday as we're recording this video, but I finally have All Things Wicked and Alan Wake now. So I'm back to having every character in the game. So expect at some point I'll try to do my adept, so now I have more characters now. I know I need to put out free adept attempt video, adept attempt videos for free characters now, but I'm still working on Sable and Alan because I just got them. But yeah, I just wanted to share that really cool thing real quick. Bardic Inspiration. So I just want to real quickly mention Bardic Inspiration makes me think of that name makes me think of two things. Number one, the Dungeons and Dragon movie that came out not that long ago, where one of the members of the group was like a bard, but he was also a pointer. I don't remember the name of the movie. It came out like a year or two ago, maybe a little longer. I saw it was two of my cousins and the husband to one of my cousins because a lot of them know Dungeons and Dragons. Um, which by one saw movie, but also the other thing is there's a Dungeons and Dragons song made by JT Music, which if you don't know who that is, they make mostly video game, like they mostly make songs about video games with the exception of like a couple. There's a Amazing Digital Circus song if you know about that show and a couple others. And I believe that song is called Bardic Inspiration, or at least it's very similar. I just wanted to mention that when I saw that name that I thought of some other things. But anyways, press the ability button 1 while standing and motionless. Okay. To enter the performance interaction. The fuck does this perk just sounds weird already. That lasts up to 15 seconds and empowers survivors within 16 meters. But empowers how? Roll a d20. This effect lasts for 60 seconds if the performance is completed. So if you use the perk, so if you're able to successfully use the perk long enough, you get some sort of effect. Why? When the ability is cancelled or the performance completes, it goes on cooldown for 90, 75, 60 seconds, which is on par for a lot of other perks. This perk just sounds weird. So, okay, so they have a system based off of the D20 thing, so I don't know how that's going to work in game. I'm assuming it's going to be like a off-screen thing. I would imagine it would be like the one Nicolas Cage perk Dramaturgy where like you kick up your feet, which me and Orange absolutely love the animation for because it's just kind of funny to just and then you go back to running normally. It's great. Where there's like a chance to get certain items, but it's random to you, but like I'm assuming their coding does some of that. So I wonder if this is going to be similar where you use Bardic Inspiration and like there's some sort of code in the background that handles the D20-esque thing. Anyways, so 1 is you scream but nothing happens. 2 to 10, based off of however that's gonna work, is a skill checks give a plus 1% progress. 11 to 19 is skill checks give 2% a plus 2% progress. And then 20 is a plus 3% progress. The perk doesn't sound bad. Honestly, Bardic Inspiration sounds pretty solid as like a team working perk. So for instance, me and Orange are playing together and one of us brings along this perk, we find the other one, we are successfully able to complete it. We might be in, there's a very good chance we'll both or just one of us. I don't really know. It sounds like whoever uses it will get the effects as well, but like now, you have either you scream but nothing happens, or you're able to do, skill checks a little differently, you know what I mean? You're able to get more progress from skill checks. And finally, we have the final new survivor perk, Still Sight. After standing still for 6, 5, 4 seconds, this perk activates. Interesting, because I think the other one, Bardic Inspiration, I think might have been standing still as well. One of the other ones, I believe, is standing still. So interesting that you kind of have to stand still a bit. This survivor, like, based off of the perks, I'm not really sure, like, what their role is based off of the perks that they have. Because it sounds like, well, they got a team working perk that is bizarre sounding. They have what I'm about to read. And then they have their original perk where they make an illusion. It says, until you start moving, you see the auras of the killer as well as all generators and chests within 18 meters. Okay, so the perk doesn't sound terrible. In fact, I think the perk can be very useful as an information perk. Like, you find some downtime, right? Like the killer's not chasing you or whatever. You stand still somewhere, like safe, and then you make sure, and then like you use the perk so you you can now see where the killer is, so you can judge like where they are based off of you. You see all the generators, you see all the chests, and then until you start moving to see that. So something I've kind of struggled with in certain with certain things is not being able to like see the aura, or like I'll see an aura but like it's farther away than I thought and the perk's gone. I think this could really help me because as long as I stand still I can kind of, I'll be able to see it, so I'll be able to dodge the skins. But honestly, this new Survivor, because I obviously haven't seen model or their model or anything like that, or any of the alphas that they'll probably release with. I just have the descriptions of their perks to go off of. They sound pretty cool. Their perks do sound very cool and very interesting and very unique, and I like that. New killer, the Lich. So here's Orange's. Here's gonna be the Orange's favorite part of this because he's the killer main. I'm just dog shit at the game. Let's see what the Lich has to offer, shall we? Killer power, bound with the skin and flesh of men. The book is packed with spells, both forbidden and wicked. To select a spell, hold the ability button to open the spell selection. The Lich has access to 4 different spells. Spell number 1, Mage Hand. Creates a magical hand that lifts a downed pallet or blocks an upright pallet for 4 seconds. That is actually, that Mage Hand sounds very useful. Let me explain. So in the game right now, there's only one way to lift up a pallet. Yui's perk. Yui has a perk where you can walk over to a down pallet and you start lifting it up because Yui's that jacked. Yui's just that jacked. She throws up the pallet. Well, all survivors can do it, but like it's a perk that came with Yui. Is kind of what I'm trying to say. I think that can be useful because if a survivor, like let's say you're chasing a survivor, and if they're like very committed to like trying to loot the crap out of you and stuff, if you like are able to get them away from that down pallet long enough, you could quickly mage hand and then and then lift that down pallet. Or if you're able to like, or you can block the pallet for 4 seconds to like force them to go somewhere else, to force them to try to loop you somewhere else, and then you can try to use that time to your advantage. So yeah, Mage Hand, like already I'm excited about the Lich because the fact that they have like 4 spells is really cool, and Mage Hand sounds very useful. So I'm already kind of excited. Flight of the Damned. Oh, this is gonna be good. Conjures 5 flying special entities that can pass through obstacles and injure survivors. That sounds pretty cool. I don't know how that works. The PTB has been going for a few days, so I'm sure most of you who are watching this video or decided to watch this video have probably already seen how that works. But the wording sounds really cool. You make 5 things that fly, so I'm assuming they work maybe like something maybe somewhat similar to Skull Merchant's drones, maybe, but I'm not sure. But it sounds really cool that they can pass through obstacles and injure people. That kind of makes me think Artist a little bit, but I'm very excited to see what that's like. Dispelling Sphere casts a moving invisible sphere that reveals survivors and temporarily disables their magic items. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. I'm assuming the magic items, this is totally speculation because I'm still reading the patch note and I haven't seen any gameplay or anything like that yet. I'm assuming it might be similar to the Resident Evil killers and some other killers where there's something on map that you have to like mess with. Fly. I'm sorry. Fly. This better be good behavior. Gain a flying speed for a short period of time, allowing you to travel a long distance quickly and move over vaults and pallets. Oh my god, Fly is just as amazing as I was hoping it would be. He could fly. The Lich could fly. Hell yeah. I'm excited. I'm so hyped for this chapter already. I can't wait. This is dope. Special item magic items. Treasure chests found around the map can contain magic items. Each survivor can equip up to 2 magic items at once. 1 pair of boots and 1 pair of gauntlets. These magic items are each connected to a specific spell and activate when the Lich casts that spell. So the boots/gauntlets of the interloper. I really hope, something that I'm hoping for is that when you find a magic item, I really hope that like on the model of your survivor you have gauntlets and boots on. Oh, it'd be so good. Boots/gauntlets of the interloper. The survivor sees the aura of paladins affected by mage hand and gains haste for 3 seconds. Okay, not too bad. Honestly, I really like this concept of you would give a killer having multiple of the killer has like multiple things they can do, and all of which sound awesome, and I very much can't wait. This chapter sounds pretty ambitious compared to like some others, and I'm very excited to see how it turns out, honestly. But also, like, I just really like how also for survivors to kind of counteract this killer, because they love to have, get both sides stuff, they gave the survivors magical boots and gauntlets that allow them to, seemingly all of them allow you to see stuff, but like the point is that's really cool. So like if something that I could see is if you have enough friends, something that I could see being useful is if like all 4 of you are like, on Discord or like however, you guys are voice chatting to each other, and the killer uses a magical item, you know what I mean? And like you end up getting this killer, and you both, and like all 4 of you have like one of them, one of the sets, and you're just giving each other information. It's not cheating. Behavior has said that's not cheating, but the killer is gonna have a bad time if you do that. Anyways, boots/gauntlets of the Night Watch. I really like the names. They gave like the perks really cool names. The power of the killer really cool names. These special items really cool names. The survivor can see the aura of the special entities conjured by Flight of the Damned. Boots and gauntlets of the archivist. The survivor can see the dispelling sphere, and boots and gauntlets of the Skyguard. The survivors can see the Lich's aura during fly and for a few seconds after. Those sound really cool. So the final special item is Hand and Eye of Vecna. Rarely, survivors can instead find the hand or eye of Vecna in a treasure chest. When picked up and used, so it sounds like most likely you're going to find the boots and gauntlets, but there's a chance that you can find one of these 2 things. When picked up and used, survivors gain a special ability while at full health. Using one of these special abilities costs the survivor a health state and reveals their location with killer instinct for 3 seconds. So Hand of Vecna, when doing a fast locker entry, the survivor is teleported to a further locker. Okay, so what I'm kind of thinking is you manage to have the Hand of Vecna, and you get the killer chasing you. You fast fall into that locker, and now you're teleported somewhere else. That sounds very useful. That sounds really cool. Eye of Vecna, when doing a fast locker exit, the survivor cannot be seen by the Lich and gain haste for 12 seconds. That sounds really cool too. So both of the Vecna things sound really cool. Does it suck that you have to lose a health state to do it? Yeah, but like they sound really cool. I really like the effects of them, and I can't wait to see what that looks like and kind of how that works in game. New killer perks. Weave Attunement. When any item becomes depleted for the first time each match, it is dropped. This kind of sounds to an extent like the Bubba perk that Orange absolutely loves, which is why I'm kind of happy that on all the versions we play the game, except for maybe one, but Orange almost never plays on there. We have Bubba high enough that we have that perk because it's just so useful. But this sounds similar. This does, but Weave Attunement sounds kind of similar to that perk so far. You see the auras dropped items, which I think Bubba can do as well. Well, I guess the only difference is his perk activates when the item is fully used. So when that item becomes fully used, it just drops and you can see the stuff. Survivors within 8 meters of dropped items have their auras revealed to you. That sounds pretty helpful. When a survivor picks up a survivor item, they suffer from the Oblivious status effect for 20, 25, 30 seconds. Okay. And then, of course, Oblivious prevents survivors from hearing or being affected by the killer's terror rays. Weave Attunement sounds very cool. I'm not saying it's like the most broken perk in the game. It's definitely not like, it's definitely not like that. It's definitely not that crazy, but I really like Weave Attunement. I really like what it does. I really like the information and stuff. Very solid. What was this? Langid Touch. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. When a survivor within 36 meters of you scares a crow, they gain the Exhausted status effect for 6, 8, 10 seconds. This perk has a 20-second cooldown, and then, of course, Exhausted prevents survivors from activating exhausting perks. That can be useful. Like, I could, if that works, like, if that works exactly how I'm about to kind of speculate, that would be amazing. Because what I was kind of speculating was, a survivor like sees you and is running away, or you're like in chase, and then they happen to like run past the crow. Now they're exhausted, and that gives you time to catch up. Honestly, Langid Touch sounds solid. Very so far, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, this killer has a pretty solid, pretty good. Both the survivor and the killer have pretty solid perk builds that are adding some very cool and very new and unique things to the game, and I can't wait to see what they're like. Also, we have Dark Arrogance. Increases the duration you are blinded and the duration of pallet stuns by 25%. Interesting. So Dark Arrogance kind of sounds like it hurts you. What? Increases regular... Okay. So Dark Arrogance is kind of a double-edged sword because it increases your regular vault speed by 16, 18, 20%. So you're going to be able to vault faster, which reminds me of the one Wesker perk. So combining these two perks, you're going to be a vaulting machine. And of course, but you also are stunned, like you're blinded longer, and you have to, and the duration of a pallet stun is longer. So interesting that Dark Arrogance is a double-sided sword, but again, if used correctly, that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's all the new stuff that's coming to the PTB. Honestly, I'm so excited for the new stuff. You guys will eventually get my first reaction to the PTB. I haven't downloaded the PTB yet because the life game, if you didn't know, the life game has given like some blood points and some rift fragments and even like some outfit parts for logging in. So I've kind of been just getting this, but I promise soon I will get my first reaction to the PTB in my gameplay video on the PTB out, I promise. Killer perk update to Deadlock. Decrease the block duration to 15, 20, 25 seconds, was 20, 25, 30 seconds. So they decreased the block duration by 5 seconds. Grim Embrace decreased the block duration before reaching 4 tokens to 6, 8, 10 seconds, was 8, 10, 12 seconds, so they decreased that one by 2. Pop Ghost the Weasel decreased the amount of progress lost to 20%, was 3%, so that's a 10% decrease. And Scourge Pain Resonance decreased the amount of progress lost to 10, 15, 20%, was 15, 20, 25%, so that's 5% again. Survivor perk updates. Background player. Decrease the movement speed bonus to 150% was to 100%, and decrease the exhaustion duration to 30, 25, 20 seconds was 60, 50, 40 seconds. I remember them talking about that in, was it the May or April? There was like a developer update or something I remember that kind of talks about some of that. Buckle up, but if you and the healed survivor gain endurance for 6, 8, 10 seconds removed. So that part is just gone now. The healed survivor breaks into a sprint at 150% of their normal running speed, of their normal running movement speed for 3, 4, 5 seconds, and leaves no scratch marks during this time. New functionality. Invocation Weaving Spires, which I now have access to because I finally have Sable Node. Decrease the time it takes to complete the invocation to 60 seconds was 120 seconds, and increase the time it makes for an invocation to completely regress to 90 seconds was 60 seconds. And of course, Decisive Strike. Decrease the stun duration of 4 seconds was 5 seconds. From what I remember, the reason why Invocation Weaving Spires got touched is because they noticed, some downsides to the perk, so they wanted to change it, which is fair. Which is very, very fair, and I can't wait to see what comes out of that. Killer updates the Blight add-ons compound 33, increased rush turn rate by 11% was 33%, increased rush duration by 11% was 33%. From what I remember, the Blight's iridescent add-ons were too powerful, so they had to nerf them a bit. Iridescent Blight Dag increases rush speed by 10% was 20%, so that's technically a nerf. That's a nerf of 10%, so increase whatever. The Cannibal, aka Bubba, base kit and add-ons. I was when I heard about like what was coming soon to the game with whatever was I read, I was very excited for Bubba. These are the base kit stuff. Decrease the obstruction collision size while using the chainsaw to 10 centimeters was 17.5 centimeters. Decrease the base tantrum duration to 3 seconds was 5 seconds. Increase the base chainsaw sweep duration to 2.5 seconds was 2 seconds. And increased the base chainsaw sweep movement speed to 5.35 meters a second was 5.29 meters a second. I really want to know what, I kind of hope Orange watches this video. If he does, Orange, please leave a comment in the comment section below giving your thoughts and opinions on the chapter. And then I'll try to, if I can figure out how to pin comments, I'll pin your comment so that way others that are curious about how the other half of this chapter thinks of this PTB, they can see your thoughts there. But I'd like to hear Orange's thoughts on Bubba, the new survivor, the new killer, and how their perks sound and how the killer's power sounds and the special items and some of these other stuff. Anyways, so now for Bubba's add-ons, we have Award-winning Shelly, which increases maximum chainsaw sweep duration to 0.2 seconds per charge spent with 0.5 seconds. Chainsaw File decreases tantrum duration by 0.25 seconds with 0.5 seconds. Chili increases maximum chainsaw sweep duration by 0.15 seconds per charge spent with 0.25 seconds. Homemade Muffler decreases tantrum duration by 0.5 seconds with 1 second. Knife Scratches increase chainsaw sweep movement speed by 1.5 seconds with 2 seconds. Increased time required to charge the chainsaw by 10% was 12%. Basically, some of this became base kit, which is why the numbers on these are lower. Well, some of them, yeah, which is why they're all lower so far. The Beast Marks. Oh yeah, I forgot about Deathslinger's really cool sounding changes. I'll get there too. The Beast Marks increases chainsaw sweep movement speed by 2% with 3%, and increases time required to charge the chainsaw by 12% with 14%. The Deathslinger base kit. Decrease the stun duration when a survivor breaks free to 2.7 meters, to 2.7 seconds was 3 seconds. Increase the real speed to 2.76 meters a second was 2.6 meters a second. Increased movement speed while reloading to 3.08 meters a second with 2.64 meters a second. I know not many people watch that video, or at least not fully, but I remember gushing over Deathslinger's base kit changes. I'm really excited for whenever Orange is able to play this game again and is playing it for the channel. I really want to see Orange play as the characters that have gotten changes since he last played, and then just kind of after the match where he plays with them, gives us thoughts and opinions, and then plays with the next one. I'd also like to see gameplay from someone much better as killer than me, so that way I can see more of what I'm not able to make possible because I'm terrible at this game. The Deathslinger's add-ons. Bayshore Cigar decreases the stun duration when survivors break free by 0.75 seconds with 1 second. As soon as I read Break Free, for anyone curious, the Ariana Grande song Break Free started playing in my head for a second though. Okay. Bayshore's Gold Tooth increases the spear gun's reeling speed by 5% with 9%. Showing the back out decreases the stun duration when survivors break free. Because I can't take it no more. Anyways. By 0.25 seconds, 0.5 seconds. Snake Oil increases the spear gun's reeling speed by 2.5% with 5%. The Master... Oh yeah, they touched Wesker, aka the Mastermind. Albert motherfucking Wesker. Base Kit. Decrease the hindered penalty when reaching maximum infection to 4% was 8%. Basically, if I remember correctly, they felt like that was too high or something. The Ouroboros infection now resets to 1% upon being hooked with 50%. That was another thing. The Good Guy Base Kit, aka Chucky. Scampers now only available while performing a slice and dice. Heidi Ho mode cooldown reduced to 12 seconds, was 18 seconds. Scamper time reduced to 1.3 seconds, was 1.4 seconds. It added a 1 second cooldown after canceling a slice and dice charge up. And finally, the Good Guy, aka Chucky's add-ons. Strobing Light decreased tear radius by 8 meters when Heidi Ho mode is in cooldown, was 4 meters. So that, what's interesting is that's an increase. They increase how much tear radius decreases from that perk, so that's pretty cool. A Pile of Nails. Upon manually exiting Heidi Ho mode, Chucky remained undetectable for 3 seconds, was 5 seconds. Yardstick, performing a scamper reveal survivor's auras, was in 16 meter distance for 3 seconds, was 12 meters for 5 seconds. So increased distance but less time. And Hard Hat, removed and exit Heidi Ho mode from description. So you don't have to exit Heidi Ho mode for Hard Hat, I guess. Toolbox updates. Toolbox increases sabotage speed by 15% with 10%. Mechanics Toolbox increased sabotage speed by 25% with 10%. Cambodia's Toolbox increased sabotage speed by 50%. New functionality. Engineer's Toolbox increased sabotage speed by 10%. Decreases by 25%. Alex's Toolbox 18 charges was 24 charges. Increased sabotage speed by 100% with 50%. Festive Toolbox increases sabotage speed by 50%, new functionality. Anniversary Toolbox increases sabotage speed by 50%, new functionality. Masquerade Toolbox increases sabotage speed by 50%, new functionality. Toolbox add-ons. Cutting Wire increases the toolbox sabotage speed by 20% with 15%. Grip Wrench hooks sabotaged survivor hooks sabotaged using the toolbox. It's actually 20 seconds to respawn with 15 seconds. Sorry about the yawn. Hacksaw increases the toolbox's sabotage speed by 30% with 20%. Map updates. New map, Forgotten Ruins. I don't know anything about Forgotten Ruins here. I don't even know. I think I saw something vaguely saying we were getting a new map, but I don't know the specifics of it. A new map comes to the world, Dead by Daylight, found in the decimated Borgo. Ooh, so now the decimated Borgo realm is not just Knight's map. Now there's another map in there too. That's really cool. Tower standing tall alone, but what is above ground hides a new world underground, a prison area where Vittoria Toscana was thrown in for some time. I'm gonna finish reading this, but I have something I want to point out. I want to say about the Vittoria thing. On the other hand, on the other side of the dungeon, the alchemist room is found, where a scholar can learn secrets of the world or the dimensions that surround the universe of the entity. So Forgotten Ruins sounds awesome. So something that I think is cool is about the Vittoria thing is that this is going to give us, we're now going to be able to see where Vittoria was. It was mentioned in Vittoria's backstory that he escaped to the entity's realm because he was dying in a jail, because he was dying in a jail cell with rats. Was like rats trying to eat him because the knight had thrown him in there. So that's really cool. So that's just really cool to me that we're now getting the map of, where he was imprisoned. And it's also cool that there's the alchemy room. So like we get to see some of like, so there might be some like so there might be some Easter eggs in that room of talking about some of the other universes and stuff that are here. That's really cool. I really like that. Decimated Borgo Realm update. The red lighting was a big issue in the realm of the decimated Borgo. The art and lighting team took care to make the realm more accessible to all players and bring a different ambience to the maps. I didn't have a problem with the red. To me, it kind of felt like they were going for like an old timey like Wild West movie. I didn't have a problem with it though, but I understand that some people did. Features UX started adding search tags for charms, only perks and birds for the moment. I actually used the search for the charms recently when I got Alan because I wanted to. Something I personally like doing is when I get a new chapter, if it comes with a charm, I like to give the characters from that their charm. If I remember correctly, when I got Alien, I know Ellen has it, and I'm pretty sure I gave it to Xenomorph as well, where I gave them their alien like the tracking thing charm. For Alan, I gave him the nail gun. For Pinhead has the laminate configuration stuff, and then Sadako has the two that are related to her, which is that one charm of her like coming out of the well, which if I remember correctly, I don't remember how you got that, but I have it. So that's cool. And then they on the tape. Anyways. A new item preview window. Regular and special items will now be displayed will now display short description to their effects inside trial by using a new item preview window. Bug fixes, archive challenges require killers to complete a trial with no more than X survivors living should now correctly update throughout the match as survivors die off. I've been here for 30 minutes. Audio, fix an issue that caused some of the good guys' voice lines to be cut in the Mori preview. Fixing the issue that caused the Nightmares jump rope add-on to fail, increasing survivors' grunts volume, So I don't know if they fixed it. I mentioned in this video was like weeks ago, maybe months ago, where there is, and I am going to keep harping this up so you guys know. There is a game crashing bug that I have found, and I have sent free crash reports now to it. Was when you go to the store and you try to and you look at Huntress's Were Elk skin, which is very cool. I really like the skin. Every time you try to preview the Mori in the store, the game crashes. I have not seen the Mori yet because my game has crashed about 3 times. So I know Orange has seen it. I have not seen it because my game keeps crashing instead of letting me see it. So I've reported it a few times. I'm really hoping very soon Behavior will come out with a fix for that. So I'm really hoping if I had the wish for any like little bug fix, it would be that one. Although I'm very happy about my boy Freddy's getting an add-on fixed, like getting an issue for one of his add-ons fixed because he's my boy. Bots. The names of the bots that appear following a player disconnection have been corrected. Characters. Fix an issue that caused the cannibals tantrum animation to sometimes not play after overcharging the chainsaw hitting collision. Fix an issue that caused many male survivors to be dropped closer to the killer than female survivors when escaping the killer's grasp by any means. Fix an issue that caused the twins' baby teeth add on not to inflict the blindness side effect when attached to a survivor. Fix an issue that caused Victor's respawn animation to play on Charlotte before his cooldown finishes. Fix an issue that caused Victor not to trigger the anti-camp meter when he was close to the hook. Fix an issue that caused the blank camera to pan down after breaking a pallet during Lethal Rush. Fix an issue that caused Charles Lee Ray to be invisible during certain interactions. Fix an issue that caused the Cenobites camera to reset when turning while using his power. Fix an issue that caused Survivor's camera to snap back to the default position when exiting a locker. And of course, fix an issue that caused the plague to lose corrupt purge when being stunned by any means. Environment/maps. Fix an issue that caused the nightmare to be able to hide dream snares under the floor at the top of killer basement staircase in the main building of the Ironworks and Mystery Map. Fix the issue that caused the nightmare to be able to hide dream snares under the floor at the top of the staircase in the Neutral Bridge Elementary map. Fix an issue in the underground complex where two generators get spawned in the same room. Oh, okay, then. Fix it. I don't know if I've ever seen that one, but that sounds pretty funny. You're like a Swift team, and you just walk in. There's two gens. You just gen rush to cure. Boom, two down immediately. 3 gens left. Good thing they fixed that. That's ridiculous. Fix an issue in the underground complex where chests would spawn in rooms and clip with different elements of the environment. Fix an issue in Larry's hospital where an invisible collision was letting survivors walk over the stairs going down the basement in the doctor's office. Fix multiple issues related to the nurse blinking out of the Raccoon City police station map. Fix an issue in the Area of Crows map where a collision near the hill would prevent players from navigating. Fix an issue in the Raccoon City police station map where Victor could climb on blockers. Fix an issue in the Autohaven Records realm where an obstacle blocked navigation for the killer. Perks. Fix an issue to cause Victor to be unable to receive noise notifications from the Call Up Brian perk. Fix an issue to cause the Premonition perk to activate while being carried by the killer. Fix an issue that caused the Bamboozle perk to trigger when killers use their power to vault through a window. Fix an issue that caused the Bite the Bullet perk not to activate. Fix an issue that caused the Deliverance perk to sometimes not activate. Fix an issue that caused the Ultimate Weapon perk to sometimes not to activate the screaming animation from the Survivor's POV. UI. Changing presets in the loadout menu will no longer rotate the character due to different charm layouts. Something that I remember recently was when I got Alan, Sable, and the Unknown, I was giving them charms because I just like having charms on my characters. That's something I personally just enjoy. And it looked so unnatural because I remember I noticed it very on all 3 of them, but very much on Sable, where they kept like jolting to the side when I was adding perks. Like the model kept like jolting to the side, and it just looked so unnatural. It was so weird. Miscellaneous. Okay, so it sounds like we might be about done. These videos are always so long. I apologize. But hey, once I film the video, it's done, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Miscellaneous. Kill switched items should no longer appear in Blood Labs. Oh, that sucks. I kind of liked having kill switched items appear in Blood Labs because it was just fun to like, to get more of them for when it came back. Fixed a crash that could occur while in a trial when gaining blood points. Fix a crash that could occur while loading between the play as survivor lobby and the pre-trial lobby. Fix a crash that could occur when a survivor screams. Spamming the unhook button no longer causes the hook survivor's camera to swing around repeatedly. I'm very upset that they reverted that change. They were originally going to straight up remove that, and me and Orange were both very happy. It sounds like we're in the minority with that opinion, because we found it frustrating when our teammate, instead of unhooking us, would just like keep pressing the button. So we are both very upset. Like I remember when I told him when I was reading the note where they telling about how they were going to be adding that, and we were both excited. And then I think I told him later when I found out that no, they were actually just removing that they decided to remove that again, and he was very um, upset about that. Fixing so just like I was fix an issue that caused the hatch unlock progress to reset when canceling the interaction. Fix an issue that caused survivors to be able to unhook a teammate if that hook survivor had previously unhooked themselves just before reaching the struggle stage. Known issues, characters. It is possible for the dredge and a survivor to get stuck in a locker if another survivor tries to hide in the locker at the same time before the teleportation. Perks. UI feedback is missing for some perks. Languid touch, wave attunement, bardic inspiration. You're my inspiration, bringing into my life. You're my inspiration. Wanna happy new day? I wanna hear me say yeah. You're the meaning of my life. Survivors' auras are revealed when swapping an item held in hands with an item inside a chest with the Weave Attunement perk. The survivor screams and animation triggers before the result of the dice appears. Before the result of the dice appears was the Bardic Inspiration perk. Oh, so it does show you. That's cool. So it will show you like the result of the roll, so that way you know what you got. Okay, that's really cool. I like that. I like that. When rolling a 1 with the Bardic Inspiration perk, the loot song will continue to play indefinitely until the perk interaction is attempted again. Interesting. It's possible to spawn a second illusion when there is already one active while the mirror illusion perk. Huh. So final thoughts. They fixed quite a bit in this one. It'll be interesting to see how some of these are affected. I can't wait to see the new map. I can't wait to see what the toolboxes are like. I can't wait to see like what the new add-ons and base kit stuff with some of the characters are like. I can't wait to see the new survivor and their perks, and the new killer and their perks like in game. It sounds really cool though. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell, do all the agorific garbage. It helps us out a lot. It means a lot to us. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Oh.